Hello again. Just a quick update on the FP chronograph. So this is the chronograph with the new balance staff made and installed. And looking really good. Beautiful side shake, beautiful end shake, and free as a bird. Its poise is pretty good. However, it does have a heavy spot. And what I plan to do is when I put the roller back on, I will put the roller back on right at that black mark that I've put on right here. So that when the watch is being worn in its upright position, like so, the heavy part of the balance, the weight of the pin, the impulse pin, should balance out everything. And if there is a heavy part to the balance, basically what it will end up doing will be keeping the impulse pin right in beat when the watch is stopped. So as the watch is hanging, it will sit exactly between the pins here, the banking pins. So it will keep the watch in beat for when it's wound. It should start up right away. So one thing with the balance I want to point out, these are temperature compensated bimetallic balances with weight screws that create the poise. Now, when I was working on the balance, it would spin really freely, but always wanted to stop at one point. And when I looked at it, I realized, there's something wrong. So I burnished the pivots, checked the end shake, checked the side shake, all of that good stuff. And then I realized right in the back, up underneath the cock, the way the cock is machined, it has a step inside it for some reason. And the screws, one of the screws was hitting the cock. So really, really hard to see, but that's what was happening. So what I went in and did was took out some metal, took a setting burr, put a 45-degree chamfer on that little piece of metal that the screw was catching, and that took care of the problem. So now the balance spins free without colliding or stopping anywhere along its travel. Now, quick note on the balance staff. So I had the old balance staff, which is this one, and the pivots were broken off. So I exactly replicated the main body of the balance staff, and I left the pivots long, especially the bottom pivot. So what I like to do is when I'm putting in a new balance staff is use the bottom pivot to set the height of the balance wheel. So the balance wheel is sitting midway between the casting, the lever bridge and the balance cock. And once I have that set, then I will shave down the upper pivot to get the end shake correctly in the top jewel. And I do this because I don't have the original pivots to measure, either diameter or length. So that's how I like to do it, so I can get the balance wheel true and centered and clear. Make sure there's clearance all around. Anyway, so I will put the spring back in and the roller back in tomorrow or the next day and give you guys an update on that. Quick note, here is the fixed and straightened balance spring, hairspring, and this was pretty mangled. And what it has is a small Breguet overcoil, and basically the overcoil, it's kind of funny. It actually, I can't show you too well, but the regulator pins sit here, and the Breguet overcoil starts around here and sweeps all the way around almost 360 degrees back to the pinning location. So kind of unusual, haven't seen that before, but that is why there's such a big sweep to this hairspring. So the regulator pins sit along this arc, and then it sweeps and raises up to the pinning location, almost 360 degrees. So anyway, that's done, and it looks really nice and straight, and it's really flat. And looking forward to getting that in and seeing the watch tick tomorrow. Thanks. Have a good night.